April 22nd, 2019. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. We start the build towards Money in the Bank. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan and Raj Giri. Matt, you're a happy man tonight. He is now Robert Roode.
I feel glorious.
They announced on...
It's about damn time, right?
They did it. I didn't think they would.
Yeah, full heel mode. Robert Roode, not Bobby Roode anymore. They announced it on WWE.com and social media before Raw went on the air. Actually, I thought commentary didn't do as good of a job as putting it over as they did with everything that they released before the show.
They didn't, but huge pop for Corey Graves. Corey Graves had me dying. Like I could not control myself. That was hilarious.
Same here. I thought he was just on fire.
Nah, he sold it, man.
What was that line?
About there's the pregnancy rate in the Midwest just went up because
just spiked.
Just spiked. That's what it was. The pregnancy rate just spiked. Cole's reaction was great, and then the back and forth with him and old girl was awesome. But I thought they did an okay job of explaining. You know, Robert Roode, he's rich. He's got his yacht. He's got all these other things. That's essentially what it is, right? He's super rich and he's better than everybody else. And they'll get more of that. And that mustache is heat.
Yeah,
some mustache. Seriously.
I was thinking he looked kind of like Silas Young, like a cross between Silas Young and I don't know, Joey Ryan, kind of.
Bobby did it first. He's had that thing for many years ago. We'll get into his match. I'll explain some of the idiosyncrasies in his match that he did. I want to see if you guys picked up on.
All
right. One thing of note tonight, perhaps we should open with this. Dean Ambrose not on Raw tonight after the Shield's final chapter last night on the network. Raj, is Dean Ambrose done with the WWE?
I believe so. I mean, he was originally advertised for tonight and this weekend's live events, but it looks like they took him off of this weekend and tonight, so making yesterday his last show for now. So yeah, that was it for Ambrose for now.
What do you mean for now? Is he out of dates? Is
his contract's up? So he made it sound it expires at this month, April 30th, whatever. Okay. He did an interview with WWE afterwards, and he said, here, let me pull up the quote real quick. He said, 8 years ago, I walked into this casino. Now I'm cashing in my chips, and I'm walking away from the table. I won the game. What I do with the rest of my life from here on out is my business. I answer to no one. This time, the $1 Million Man didn't get what he wanted because I can't be bought. So if you excuse us, it's time for us to go show what the Shield should be remembered for, and that's kicking serious ass. That was before their match last night. So... yeah, I mean, it almost sounds like he's just retiring or taking some time off now. Which
him wrestling anywhere wouldn't make sense, honestly. It would serve him better. It'd be serving him better to take time off, rest his body. He'll get the love for wrestling again somewhere. He'll get the bug again, and he'll come back for a hell of a lot more money. If he goes somewhere else, he's gonna continue to get run down. He's not gonna get that break that he needs mentally. He's going to be burnt out.
And WWE kind of gave him this farewell that they usually don't give other talents, right?
Yeah.
Like he had like 40 goodbyes and coming out at the end of every...
Yeah, he did.
He has to have signed something. He's not wrestling anywhere. Because think about it. Kurt Angle, who's staying with the company, had his final match losing to Baron Corbin and getting squashed by Lars Sullivan the next night. Mm-hmm. You know? Dean that's leaving gets to go out with a win.
Well, he did go out with a win. Well, I mean, the Shield. I mean, Ambrose didn't get the pin. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've never heard of someone signing something that says that they won't sign with someone else. I mean, he could do like a Legends deal or something like that where they kind of keep him associated with the company. But
what do you mean? What do you mean about not signing? What do you mean?
Well, it just seems weird that if they thought he's leaving, okay, I'm not saying he has them fooled, but I'm saying that he really has the WWE believing he's retiring, at least for the time being. Because if they thought there was a chance in hell he was going to show up at Ring of Honor, New Japan, AEW, or even TNA, they would not be letting him grab the mic to make a farewell speech, having him look great, building this big last match, and having him go out. like with that's what I'm saying. Kurt Angle, by comparison, who's still with the WWE, his last match beat by Baron Corbin. This is very unlikely. Who else has been given a send off like this?
There's a difference. He's going to come back, and they know he's going to come back. That's why they're playing this game with him. What do you mean? Kurt's older. He's retired. We're going to hear from Kurt again.
Yeah, I know. I would like to see Dean come back, but I'm wondering if there's already something in the works, in the plans. It just seems odd that they're sending him off.
I agree. This, as far as departures go, I've never seen them give someone a departure like this outside of maybe Trish Stratus, kind of had something, but that was when they had no competition.
I don't think anybody cares. I mean, is it really big of a deal? Do we really? I don't know. I guess I don't care if he leaves or not.
Yeah,
I think he would be. AEW is signing a ton of people right now, but not really. Not since Jericho have been any really big. Right, exactly. Since Omega, nothing really big. This would be obviously
really quick. Today, I'm probably late to the party on this, but the tag team they just signed.
Right.
What is their name?
One second.
2 African American kids, super freaking awesome. I can't remember their name though.
They have signed the Private Party.
Yes. Holy crap! If you guys watch that, you guys have got to see their work.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. So
insanity. Them versus the Young Bucks. I swear to you, I'd pay money to watch. That's how good they are, dude. You guys have got to see these guys. But go ahead.
No, check that out. No. And they also signed Blue Pants from who was in NXT for a little bit.
Thank you. She is that is such a sweet girl and loves wrestling. Eats, sleeps, and drinks.
Oh yeah.
Loves wrestling.
No, good for her. She definitely deserves to have some security and stability right now. Anyhow, no, Dean Ambrose, huge name, huge push name. It would be a huge get if he showed up at AEW. I don't know. I'm sure we will know more about the behind-the-scenes story in the coming weeks as details leak out.
Let's say he goes there.
Okay.
He ain't drawing no. It wouldn't draw.
Dean?
Okay?
You don't think so?
From my 2 cents, not that crowd. No.
Well, but I think they're trying to expand from that crowd. Matt, it's not to your point. Well, how'd you describe it once? The guys that would pleasure themselves when Daniel Bryan was defecating in the ring and just wanted to get a whiff of it. That's not that's the crowd AEW has. Mm-hmm. To expand beyond that, they need someone like Dean Ambrose.
I agree. They should be. I don't think that they will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, if they get Ambrose, I mean, right now they got, and I'm a huge Dustin Rhodes fan, but they got Dustin Rhodes in a key match, against Cody, Double or Nothing. But so I'm sure they'd find a big spot for Ambrose.
If you think he'd be working on top on that company for more than a few shows, you're crazy. Not because he can't, but because it doesn't fit what they're trying to do. Right now, it tells a good story with his brother Cody.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Ambrose versus like Kenny Omega being a hot feud.
It could be.
Yeah. Now we'll see. I mean, I kind of agree with you.
Would you pay him?
I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Would you pay him Chris Jericho money? Would you pay him that kind of money, Dean Ambrose? If you're AEW,
not Chris Jericho money. But he would probably be up there in the top 5.
Okay.
I think you get a lot of people.
Dean Ambrose and I am.
Yeah. But what were you saying, Rush?
He agrees with you. You're happy? He said he agrees with you.
Now, let's just say that a few more times. We don't hear that enough on this podcast.
Them WWE giving him such a big send off just makes it seem like they must have they must feel fairly confident that Ambrose isn't going to be signing anywhere else. He's taking time off and only wants to come back with them.
And don't forget, his wife still works there. Okay, he needs to take that into consideration. He's not going to screw the pooch. He's not going to mess this up for his wife and her security and her job either by going elsewhere. No one's even saying that.
I mean, AJ was still with the company a long time after Punk.
Yeah, and how did that work out?
That's true. We'll see.
Well, she got out as soon as she could. She was still under contract, but once her contract.
Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy, same thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't last.
Well, this is what makes it exciting, and man, I wish we had on-screen drama tonight that matched this level of speculation behind the scenes. Tonight on Monday Night Raw, we set up who Seth Rollins' challenger was going to be for Money in the Bank. Great wrestling action tonight, but I don't know about you guys. I didn't really feel the suspense or storyline for the majority of this show.
As a whole, the whole show?
I mean, for the first, I would say probably for 2/3 of it, I thought Robert Roode, that's a great turn. I thought the Bray Wyatt stuff was really, really good.
I really like the Bray Wyatt stuff. Actually.
Bray Wyatt stuff was great. I thought the Becky Lacey interaction was good.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I don't know. I mean, the Revival and the Usos backstage exchange.
I love that actually. Yeah. I love the Usos and Revival backstage promo, and I also loved the Viking Raiders.
Okay, there you go.
I like that experience.
I think if you added all that up, you're about like 30, 45 minutes of stuff that I thought was actually good on the show. And the rest was just matches, which is fine. I mean, it's a wrestling show, but as far as storyline and twists and excitement, I didn't feel any of that.
And that was a really rough main event to get through. And I'm AJ's biggest mark on the planet. And I was hard for me to watch. It just wasn't. Baron has gotten so damn good. An injured AJ having to sell really sucks to watch when his leg is out, right? And he has to sell the leg and can't do as much of his stuff. And that should make us drawn more into the match. It should be. It should give us more anticipation of his comeback and can he do it? Can he win? But it was just too much selling for me. I didn't like it. And it was slow. I was
just kind of just waiting for that match to end, and that rarely happens with an AJ match for me.
Yep. I liked the fact that if we stayed along, we got to see the end. When they finished early, I was like, cool, we're going to get a face-to-face with Seth, hopefully. And that was cool, at least.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think from the outset, though, it was pretty clear that the only credible competition to headline a pay-per-view or even be in the headline picture for a pay-per-view was AJ Styles. Maybe Drew McIntyre, but that would be kind of a stretch.
What about Joe?
Ray would, but I don't think I don't know that Ray now would necessarily. Joe, I don't think they've booked Joe to be the main event guy.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, but not on
Raw. Well, Corbin is scheduled to headline this summer's live events with AJ. With Seth on live events. Okay. So he is actually going to be in the main event picture. That's kind of why I actually thought they were going to go with Corbin. There was advertising out for Extreme Rules for AJ versus Corbin. So I think they're still going to get to that. I mean, obviously that advertising can change on a dime, but right now it's Extreme Rules. It's AJ versus Corbin and Roman versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, either way, dude, it sucks to say this because he's improving, and I'm certain things he's doing in the ring, Corbin. I'm like, damn, he's improving. His punch right now is perfect. He throws the Triple H punch that hits you like right here, Ric Flair too, and doesn't touch your lip. It's perfect. I was hitting it on pause in slow motion tonight to try to see if I can catch it. He's improved so much. To throw that punch, you guys, takes years. None of us do it. We always end up throwing an open hand punch that hits the guy here or here, right? And we smack our arm or some shit like that, right? Not Corbin, man. He's really good. I just don't know what I'm missing, and I don't want to watch him wrestle for it. His deep six is badass. Everything he does is awesome in there. I don't get why I'm still disconnected from him.
To your point, Matt,
real quick, I want to make a quick correction about Extreme Rules. It's Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton that's advertised for Extreme Rules. It was Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. It was changed after the Superstar shakeup. So it's Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre, and then Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins.
Okay, now that's a great difference, by the way, Glenn. AJ versus Drew.
AJ versus Drew, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that, Matt, to your point, I think that's why Baron Corbin is my prime pick to win Money in the Bank this year and do it the right way this time, not punk him out like they did the last time.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I agree. I can see this.
Yeah, and he needs something like that. Yeah, so I think that would be a really good win.
I made this point on Twitter. As long as Baron Corbin is wearing the Applebee's outfit, it's hard to take him seriously as a main eventer.
I know.
You know?
It is. And tonight,
he just doesn't look like it.
But did you see underneath when like AJ had him in the Styles Clash and it was like skinny fat came out? I was like, I was hoping you were shredded underneath, dude. Like trick us all, and you know.
I think he looks more like a member of an a cappella group on a mid-scale cruise liner. You know.
Yes.
Or ballet.
Dude, he's worked on his in-ring work so much. I got to give him his props. That's not easy. How good he's gotten, how quickly he is. Just take care of your body. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, his promos too. He's gotten really good at them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't want him jacked. I don't need that. I'm just saying, just look like an athlete. You're a former NFL player. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the guys in the past, One Man Gang, and all the other dudes that didn't have like muscular bodies, but they had gear that
Yes, they had gear exactly gear to accentuate your strengths, either weakness. Yes.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to take a moment. We're going to get back to Raw. But first, I want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this episode, Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Guys, could your main event use a little bit of a punch up? Is it okay? Is it dragging like Raw often does? You need to get in there, get things done, tell a story, in and out. But the story, that's what's important. And with Blue Chew, it can take you back to the days when you were always ready to go, back to the Attitude Era, back when you had ruthless aggression, not like whatever the hell era we're in now where Raw, let's face it, can be quite limp week in and week out. Now you can increase your performance, get that extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know this is the stuff that works. Take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they are chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you could be ready whenever that opportunity arises. You've seen me chew it on the air before, folks. It works, and it works fast. You've heard me talk about it. Wow was the feedback I received. Raj and his partner agreed. Matt Morgan, his wife, I believe, described it as Superman wearing two capes. Blue Chew will give you that something extra where it counts. And this isn't just for guys who can't perform. It's for any guy who wants extra function to enhance their performance in the bedroom. For instance, most guys talk a good game, but if you're one and done, Blue Chew can keep it going round 2, 3, 4, and beyond. Really is long as you can stay awake, folks. Blue Chew is prescribed online, shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. No in-person's doctor's visit, no waiting in the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. They're made in the USA, and since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they are cheaper than a pharmacy. We have a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com. Get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code WINC. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BLUE Chew.com. Promo code WINC to try it free. Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring the Wrestling Inc. podcast.
Try the Blue Chew experience. You won't be unsatisfied.
You'll feel like a Viking, or perhaps a War Raider, as it were. Tonight, we started flashbacks to 2015, Seth Rollins and Triple H in the ring, talking about who Seth's opponent's going to be at Money in the Bank. And guys, it was your favorite style of promo. One guy's music hits, he came out, he started talking. Another guy's music hits, he came out, he started talking. And next thing you know, 6 guys in the ring setting up 2 triple threat matches for later in the evening. We had AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Rey Mysterio. And then we had Drew McIntyre, The Miz, and Baron Corbin. How did you feel about this, Matt, as a kickoff, now that we're only a couple weeks out from Money in the Bank?
They had to move quick, right? Because they are just a couple weeks out for Money in the Bank, so they had to move quick. I dug it. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, and
Raj? I thought that was the best match on the show. I thought the opening segment sucked. I hate when they do that all the time. It's so formulaic. That's like the only way they know how. And then also they spend 15 minutes building to those 2 matches that they announced an hour earlier online, and they even showed a graphic for one of those matches before the segment started. So it's like building to something after it's already been announced. It just drives me nuts. But anyway,
it's almost as if it's all predetermined, Raj.
Yeah, but why let your audience? Why rub it in their face?
What do you guys think about this? So we just had the Superstar shakeup, and this first match, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. These are all guys who just moved over from SmackDown. Like, we've seen this match.
That's a good point. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit.
Really... I would have liked to have seen heels, and yeah, you're right.
Good match though, right?
Yeah.
Solid. AJ won with pinned Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe making his first Raw appearance tonight, so he was really, really sick last week. But Samoa Joe and the U.S. title are now part of Monday Night Raw. Which
he's beaten in his first match.
He's beaten in his first match. Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. That's punishment
as champion.
I don't know.
Well, tell me if this makes more sense. Okay, the Iconics are defending the women's tag team titles across brands. So what do? We put them on Raw, and let's put them in a singles match against Naomi.
Just to get.
Yeah.
We were talking last week about Sasha Banks a couple times, and I was like, man, it's unfortunate. She really wanted to make the women's tag titles, mean something. And look at what they're doing with it right now. The Iconics have lost pretty much every time they've been on TV. There was that one week they did have enhancement talent that they faced, but that was it. So other than that, they've just been beat every time out.
And again, it's not their fault. They do what they're written to do. It's on the writing.
It's the booking, how they treat their titles.
But it's not like Sasha Banks was going to start shooting on people and shoot pinning people or something like that. If she was paid to lose, she'd lose too. So,
right.
But yeah, it's just It's a shame what ended up happening with her, and still in the process of probably happening.
Yeah. And my point is just being I think she saw the direction that they were taking the women's tag titles.
Oh, yeah.
And just wasn't happy with it. I mean, you see where it's going. It's becoming a nothing title. It already is kind of a nothing title. And, it could be so much more
too. Even though they won it pretty quickly, the tag titles were just presented, right? They just started off on Sasha and Bayley, and it's a little bit early for someone else to have taken it off them. But if it was, and this is what you're gonna do, then you put it out there as ta-da, center stage, on a freaking silver platter. Top notch, top shelf, spotlit, whatever you want to call it, not this garbage.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. It hurts these two. It's actually going to hurt these two girls, is what it's going to do. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah. And Naomi.
Yeah, there was a time there, like the Intercontinental title was like a step down. Where I remember when Wade Barrett won the Intercontinental title, and he was just beat every time he was out as the champion.
Yeah,
and he's not the only one. My guess, and I'll have to check on this, but if you went back and looked at title matches that weren't for the Universal or the WWE Championship on TV, the champion probably lost more than they won.
Man, what the hell is that about?
So Billy Kay. Naomi got the better of Billy Kay tonight, had control, rolled her up, won the short match. I mean, this is just leading towards Naomi getting a partner, right? And then getting a tag title shot.
But she has a partner.
Does she? No, because Bayley moved over to SmackDown.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's where it's going. Yeah. I mean, if the story's not going there, this really makes no sense. Anyhow, The Miz versus Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin, the second triple threat match to determine who was going to be in the main event. I'm actually really surprised. I think that's what makes it even more of a heat magnet that Corbin won this, right? I mean, The Miz is a baby face now. Yes. All the support of the USA Network behind him. Drew is the monster of Raw, given that Lars Sullivan is on SmackDown. So for Corbin to win this, I mean, is really something else.
It is heat. Yep.
Yeah.
They wanted to heel against AJ at the end, and it was pretty much either Corbin or Drew.
Can't give Drew away versus AJ just yet.
Yeah. So I think it's good. I'm
actually surprised they didn't go with Miz, actually, just because it's a throwaway match. It really was. It's a throwaway main event match. They could have thrown it away.
Miz picked the pin here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Corbin pinned the Miz.
Drew laid Miz out, and then Corbin stole the pin. So,
which is good. Everyone stays whole. But like again, if Miz had won that, it's an easier match versus AJ, a little bit more exciting. And Miz doesn't lose anything by losing to AJ, obviously. And more importantly, Corbin doesn't have to take a straight L. Like it could have been then Drew would have had to lose. So never mind.
Yeah. Afterwards, we had AJ backstage reacting to it. Now, I got to ask about this, Matt. You can provide some wrestler's perspective. AJ wearing the white towel around his neck. Does Samoa Joe tap him later and be like, the white towel thing, that's my gimmick. Why are you doing that, man?
That's either him really using it or, somebody no, that's probably him actually using it, I would imagine.
Really? Now, are guys protective of that? Like little character nuances like that?
I certainly hope not. A friggin' towel? No, God, I hope not.
It's Joe's thing.
To the ring.
Taz used to be protective of that, didn't he?
I could see Taz being protective of that. Coming to the ring, wearing it just like Mike Tyson or himself wore. I could see that, rightfully so. I'd be,
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Just like that. Cut the same way, worn the same way. That's his stuff.
Yeah, because we don't see that usually. Little things don't get repeated like that, usually between wrestlers. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, AJ, actually I thought it was where they did the quote. I know it's been used before, but the last person I remember to use this so prominently in a promo was actually Enzo, not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of standard quotes. And then Sami Zayn came to the ring after a very good Make-A-Wish video. Sammy not facing an opponent tonight. They're just letting him go out there and go and tell off the WWE universe, tell off the fans. Yeah.
I'll keep watching. Every week I'll keep watching.
He's dissing the company. What are you talking about? How the company is terrible to work for? I mean, he was really burying everything.
We should have mentioned him when we said the good points of the show because I thought it was good.
It was good.
Yeah. This up to here. This was actually probably my highlight as far as entertainment on the show. I thought this was the most entertaining thing. I thought Sami was great. His delivery was great. I love the vacation pictures, his over the top dancing. Just, I think he's great. It'll be interesting to see where they go with it.
Yes,
but
have they transitioned?
He's not going to out of the far.
And they need to get him some wins now. Okay, enough.
Yeah.
Get him some.
Yeah, he already lost one since he came back. I wish WWE. I mean, they know. I mean, they've seen it with Braun, and you're going to see it with Lars. Lars is not going to be losing every other match. When you protect someone, it helps with their momentum, it helps them get it over. And when you're beating them every other week, they know not to take that talent seriously, and they start treating him like that. It would be interesting to see them protect some people that aren't giants like the Brauns and the Larses. So
yes.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's all put in equity, and a lot of arguments will be made by producers, writers, that equity, and they'll use like Dolph or Jericho or someone like that as you can lose 99 matches in a row. Equity is not wins and losses on television. It's what you make out of those minutes that you have on television. It's like, no, that's not always the truth. You do have to win X amount of matches so you can get to that point to be a Chris Jericho where you could then go lose 99 matches in a row. No one's going to care, but you've got to build that for years and become the first undisputed world heavyweight champion in WWE history and beating Stone Cold and The Rock on the same night. That was all done first. Right. Then we got to the point years later where Jericho could lose 99 matches in a row. Same with Dolph on a much lesser degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, well, if Undertaker loses all the time right now, he's still a superstar. But when they were bringing him up, if he was losing every other week, he wouldn't have became this.
Right.
Well,
yeah, he wouldn't have become this larger, this huge superstar.
Speaking of which, so they made a big deal about Cedric Alexander is getting called up to Raw from 205 Live. He gets his first match against Cesaro tonight, and he loses.
I didn't understand this at all. I was watching him, and I was like, he looks like he belongs up here, actually. He's got a great look. He's got great charisma physically, I thought. He looks to me like a superstar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just have him face a job guy. Anyone, just give him a win.
Give him a feature match. What's so hard about that? Instead of you putting us, we love Cesaro. We're huge fans of Cesaro here. Obviously, I just think like Cesaro's coming out of a tag team. He's still doing the tag team gimmick, doing the whole bar stuff still and doing all that. But in the singles act, it just didn't. I don't get why you'd put more, again, equity into that character on tonight's episode versus this new upstart that's coming right up out of 205, coming up to Raw. This was a chance to light him on fire to a degree.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it.
There's a lot of guys he could have faced. He could have faced one of the Revival. He could have faced Lucha House Party, one of those guys.
That would have been good, actually.
Yeah. It was very, very confusing why they did this tonight. It was a good match, but Cesaro hit the uppercut midair.
He's fun to watch.
Cesaro Sheamus is out with a concussion. So
there's still a tag team, right?
I don't think so. So it looks like it's just Cesaro that move. Sheamus is still on SmackDown. So it's the end of the bar.
What the hell is he still doing this for?
I don't know.
Dude, did you get the apparently you get the same memo that Bobby Roode got. Grow a mustache, get a new fresh coat of paint, Cesaro. This is your chance to change. What are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta,
this was last minute. Right?
Yeah, I think he found out about SmackDown today or yesterday. It was pretty recent. I mean, found out that he was moving to Raw pretty recently. It wasn't the plan last week.
What the hell are you laughing at, giggly boy?
Well, because it's just okay. So we're going to talk about this later in the show, but there were some changes to the Superstar Shakeup. One of which being that Andrade and Zelina are not staying on Raw; they're going back to SmackDown. Speculation online: this has to do with Andrade's relationship with Charlotte, being part of the reason why. So it's like all these changes happening with the shakeup. Aleister Black is now going back to SmackDown. Just all this happening, and Cesaro, like, oh yeah, Cesaro, I guess you're going to Raw now. The bar is no more. I mean, it's funny. It's funny that this is like $1 billion company. And these are the decisions that they're making with this sort of, on the fly.
Okay, I like the Aleister Black move going back to SmackDown. I just want to
love it.
I like that.
I do, but then I see what they're doing with Ricochet. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where they go. But it's the first match that Aleister Black's gone. Ricochet loses. It's just one of those things right now. When you do the brand extension, I just feel like all the people that move over, you should kind of be getting them established a little bit, getting them some wins. Ricochet now is singles. Give him a win against somebody. By same as and Robert Roode, he shouldn't have been losing either. But I don't know.
It's a big win, I thought, for Robert Roode.
Yeah. I mean, that was Ricochet's first pinfall loss on the main roster. That was Roode's first singles win on the main roster since last August. So, yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, but then they would still do the singles matches, with the member of the other team. Anyway.
Backstage, Charlie Caruso was talking to the Usos, had a nice face-off with them in the Revival. I'm looking forward to that feud.
Same here, brother. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
How comfortable are those guys? Like, they're so charismatic. They're engaging. They're different characters right now. From the last time they were on Raw, they are completely different. Did you guys not pick that up? Like, they were the stars in that segment.
Did they even cut promos back during the face paint era? I just remember them coming out and doing the Samoan dance.
The Samoan dance.
Yeah, but I don't remember a lot of promos from them back then.
I don't either, but this stuff that they do, I love it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, once they drop the face paint, they really turn it on, like being themselves, and I think they're awesome. I think the Usos are the best tag team, and I mean this era of wrestling. I think you
gotta say so. I think you do.
Yeah,
and they put it together now. It's not just about their championships that they've won. Because they've been there for X amount of years. It's now the personas and characters they put behind it now. They're fun as hell to watch. Like, how do you not cheer for them?
And that's going to bring the Revival up.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. The matches these guys are going to have, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this could be feud of the year if they don't screw this up.
If they don't screw it up.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Remember how we were talking about how bad the Raw tag team division sucked just a few weeks ago? Now with the Usos, how much it just changes everything, and the War Raiders. And I'm still Viking Raiders will take some time getting used to that now, but it's just completely changed around with just adding those teams.
Did you not see a little bit of the Goon and like silly Duke the Dumpster Josie and all those kind of weird characters tonight at all when you saw them come to the ring? Did you get any of that? I did.
Oh, the Viking Raiders?
Yeah, that was a little hokey.
Yeah, when with the little Viking, McDonald's Happy Meal crowns or whatever they're wearing.
I just know what they're going to do with this. We know what the end game is for them because of how they treat these type of characters.
Future Endeavored?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. If you want to try to do something different, do something that's where you're going like a throw. I don't even know what's called a throwback at this point, but where you're playing a Viking or you're playing these beasts, or you're playing these characters that have masks or face paint. You're immediately like ridiculed within like a clown rather in like the second month you're on the roster, and you're regulated to some comedy shtick that sucks.
Yeah, it's the Ascension.
Yes, they're going to be regulated to comedy. Mark my words, within 3 to 4 months.
I'm actually surprised, given that the Riot Squad's broken up, that Sarah Logan isn't joining the Viking.
Ooh, she could.
Raiders.
Maybe she can make it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because now they confirmed last night the Riot Squad being split up with Liv going to SmackDown. So we got the Viking Raiders versus the Lucha House Party. Matt, what'd you think of the match?
Loved the finish.
Well, it wasn't a match. They just destroyed them. There was no pin.
Yeah.
Which is like, why? What was the point of that? Like, what? The Lucha's too cool for school to take an L or something? They're protecting Lucha House Party?
No, it's probably next week. They're probably going to face them in a match. It's
probably
just a way
right.
do the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
Raj, that's a good call. That's what's going to happen, actually.
One thing with the Usos promo, they mentioned something about don't drink and drive, which I thought was funny.
Awesome. That was a good spot he got in there. It was a good dig.
Absolutely. And then Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, our tag team champs, said they're not worried. And they called them Smelly Vikings. We'll see. See how long this lasts.
Having Viking in the name, I just feel like makes him seem kind of goofy.
Well, they're being called the same thing twice. Not the same thing, but pretty much the same thing twice. It's like, you know what I mean? Like Viking Raider. It's like, was Viking Warrior taken, or was it Barbarian Warrior?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the double, whatever.
Or this double, 2 words meaning the same thing.
Yes, thank you.
Redundant.
Yeah, redundant.
Yeah. We'll see.
They're not full. Their finisher is now called the Viking Experience.
It's like if I was called the Blueprint Schematic.
This is kind of catchy in a weird way, though. And then
WWE would have let me be the Blueprint. The Schematic Slam was going to debut, and it was never to be.
Oh. Becky Lynch versus Alicia Fox. Becky cut a promo, confronted by Lacey Evans. Now, there was talk online, did Lacey flub when Lacey said she was going to win both of those shiny belts from around Becky's waist? Did Michael Cole clarify and say that they're facing a Money in the Bank for only the Raw Women's title, Rush?
Yeah, it's just the Raw Women's title.
Okay, gotcha.
How could you screw that up?
Yeah, she said 2 belts, man.
She's green.
Yep. Becky versus Alicia. Matt, what'd you think of this match?
Okay, I know you're a huge fan of hers, and
Alicia Fox.
I'm going to give Alicia Fox her props because she changed her look. I'm always a fan when somebody changes their look when they haven't been on TV in a minute. Shows that they still love what they do and they're trying to be different and taking a chance. We forget how long she's been there. Does anybody have a count? Like, how many years has she been there?
At least 10, right?
Good on her.
Yeah, she started like 2006, wasn't it?
It's pretty impressive when you think about it.
It was back with Edge. It was like Edge and Vicky Guerrero's wedding person, their wedding planner.
Main roster debut June 13th, 2008.
There's something to be said. That's pretty damn impressive. 11 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she still looks.
That being said, yeah, she looks good, but the match itself wasn't pretty. And I think Alicia's been out of action for a while. They should have either had the match be shorter or have them work on it at live events over the weekend before
it should have. It definitely should have been. It should have been shorter.
Yeah.
That's your champ. That she should be steamrolling people.
Yeah. Becky did ultimately win with the disarmer, and then right after she won, Lacey Evans entered, smacked her in the face with the women's right to break the hold, and then hit her again, walked off with her music playing. Becky,
yeah, the first punch kind of missed.
It was a bad angle.
And you could tell Becky looked like she didn't know if she'd sell it or not.
I gotta go back and watch it again. I was hoping I was wrong that it would miss, but I thought that was my first reaction too.
The second one looked great.
It does, and that was good business that was done. Great business.
Yeah.
Continues to build her.
Tomorrow night,
Lacey's got the look, the poise, the confidence. You know, she has all the makings of a star. If she, just needs to work on her in-ring a little,
and her social media a little bit. I feel like
her social media.
No, I just think her Twitter is a little. I mean, she's up against Becky. Becky's like the best of the men or women at social media promos. Lacey's is just kind of a little flat by comparison. That's all.
Okay. I wish some of that edge in Becky's tweets. I wish it could translate in her promos a little more. Sometimes her promos have been kind of hit or miss a lot lately. I thought tonight was.
I'm always on Instagram. I never go on Twitter. I only go on, I went on Twitter tonight specifically to write you guys about the upcoming Robert Roode stuff.
No.
So I'm not seeing any of the stuff Becky's writing, but I guess everyone says it's always good.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I mean, it's part of what the Twitter drama with professional wrestling is. I think what fills in a lot of the gaps of fandom at this point. It's what makes it so I'm more excited for Monday and Tuesday to roll around as opposed to like, oh yeah, wrestling. They do a good job.
It's real.
What's that?
Is it real?
Twitter? That's a good question. I mean, I wonder. There's enough stuff that goes through. Raj, what do you think about that? They can't be clearing everything they're posting.
I mean, that's like, think about all the tweets that go out, in a single day. I'm sure they're pros. They know what they can and can't tweet about. So, with Ronda and Becky there, it was starting to get.
That was rough.
Yeah,
it was starting to get pretty heated.
I did watch that.
Yeah. Then we had Ricochet versus Robert Roode.
I thought for sure I was gonna get so pissed when I was like, oh, wait a minute. They're finally doing it. Yes, this is exciting. Wait a minute. Shit, Ricochet's in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ricochet's going to beat him. This sucks. What the hell? But I love Ricochet. I'm like, you know what I mean? It didn't even cross my mind that they're going to do the right thing by Bobby here.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how long it lasts.
A great win for Bobby, and it was a great match. Went through 2 commercial breaks, I believe. And one of the things I wanted to pick up, did you guys see the veins in Bobby's arms?
Yeah, I noticed that.
I want to text him and say, dude, you specifically put him in those holds because you can flex your biceps. Admit it now. I'm telling you, because dude, his veins were like water hoses, dude.
Yeah, he looked ripped. He looked more ripped than usual.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about when I say you get an opportunity to come back on television and get that fresh coat of paint or whatever it is that you want to re-put yourself out there, whatever that is. Not re-debut, but yeah, essentially re-debut your gimmick, your persona, your brand. Have something different done. Haircut, mustache, beard. Everyone's done the beard to death, but something different. Trunks, boots, whatever, your name. And then make the most of it. You have your body to be in the best shape possible. You know it's coming up after WrestleMania. You know the shakeup's coming. You don't know where you might land. Why would you not be in the tip-top shape of your life? Bobby's a great example.
Yeah,
I hope they keep it up. I hope they don't have him just lose next week. Keep up the momentum, and let him run with this.
Give him some promos. Bobby can really go to town on them heel promos, dude.
Yeah. And promos not just on the social media.
Especially his Richie Rich promos. He's really good with those.
Yeah.
And Bobby Roode did win that. Ricochet's first main roster loss. After that, speaking of repackaging and relaunching, we got the Firefly Fun House segment with Bray Wyatt hosting a kid show.
I didn't know what. At first I was like, what? Oh, he's going to totally start. The screen will rip open and he'll come back and say, I'm back or something crazy like that. Like, this is not really happening. But as it was going, I was like, you know what? I'm going to clap for this because this is taking a humongous chance, huge risk, way the hell out there in the deep end as far as what the did we just watch. I'm a fan of that. I am a huge fan of chances, and this is a humongous chance they and he are taking with this character, and I'm digging it.
Yeah, it's like putting Leatherface in Pee-wee's Funhouse.
That was totally Pee-wee's. No question, Pee-wee's. That's what Pee-wee's Playhouse. No question. But I loved it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I mean, when it started, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then as it was going, I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was like, really entertained by it. Like, this was one of the parts of the show that had my complete attention. By the end, I was like, I could definitely watch a lot more of that.
So different, right? You guys, didn't you find this so damn different from everything else on that show? And that's what they always say they want to see. They want different. They want different. Well, there you go. That's different.
Yeah, because we've seen the creepy promos before. I think doing creepy in a different context, complete game changer.
That's what this was. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like it. When you have the the clown, you combine this something scary with kid stuff, and it just comes across as it's really creepy. So I thought this was awesome.
We cannot trust him. None of us can trust him. That is what I took from that. Like, he wants us to, and he's luring us all in. Is this the good Bray Wyatt? Oh, okay. We forgive. Hell no, that's not a good Bray Wyatt.
Oh man, can you imagine if they get him coming out to the ring surrounded by children and just really keep it going? I want them to keep this going for as long as possible. Don't go back to just creepy. No.
I agree. Keep.
And already today, tonight you saw his promo style changed. He changed his look. It's kind of a new character.
Was his accent gone too?
Yeah, his cadence and everything was gone.
Like the Louisiana, the New Orleans accent he had. He
didn't sound like De Niro in Cape Fear anymore.
Thank you. Yes, he did.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's cool. I hope they keep this
Don't
going.
overdo it. I don't want Vince to just be, like they overdid Bray Wyatt the first time, his gimmick. Because his gimmick the first time was cool, but they just, when he was on over and over doing the same thing, it got old. I'd like to see, keep doing these vignettes, less is more, and then let him run with it.
And send him to a Be a Star rally. Just get some B-roll footage of that, of him in a classroom.
Don't put him on, don't have him doing it every week on TV. I think characters like that, you have the, you can really overexpose them quick, and when less
Raj,
is more.
This is the WWE. Restraint is not a word Vince McMahon knows.
I
know. Number one contenders match, the main event tonight: AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. So AJ was injured tonight. They were talking about with Graves on commentary.
Yeah.
Well, he was coming in with that hip injury that he suffered at WrestleMania.
Right. And you can see it. You can see it in his footwork and his movement completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right match, though, for a main event.
Yeah, but is it just me or maybe I missed it earlier in the night? I mean, is AJ, he's losing his reaction. Like,
yeah, he didn't come across with this crowd, but I wonder how much of that is also how tired the fans were by this point in the show.
Okay, is it that or
because the fans were hot at the beginning?
But that's what I was going to ask you. Is it that, or is it because they are in Iowa and not everyone in Iowa is watching wrestling, let alone SmackDown?
Maybe a little of that.
Yeah.
But I think also now last night, how far is where were they at Moline last night? I don't know, how far is that from Des Moines? I feel like it's a pretty big letdown to go from the Shield's final chapter last night to a standard sort of Raw house show tonight, or Raw TV taping tonight. That was like this was okay, but there was a lot for them to sit through. I think to get to the main event. Do we know what the dark match was after it went off the air, Rush? Or did they have one?
I do not right now. Here, let me. I can check here in a second.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's part of the experience, right? Like, are they waiting around for something hot? I mean, think about it this way, Matt. If you went to last night's show, you saw a headline match with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose in the main event, and tonight you got AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin.
What was last night's show? I'm confused.
That was the Shield's final chapter. That was what they streamed on the network from Moline, Iowa.
Oh, and they showed their house show match?
Yeah, they showed the match from last night. So it was just last night was a big final match on the card. Right. And I'm just saying, AJ, you know, this is where going against Baron Corbin does hurt the audience reaction a little bit. Because as much as we admire what Baron's doing, I don't think that the casuals.
Yes. I agree. I just in general, though, they still go crazy for AJ no matter who he's usually in that ring with. The AJ Styles chants are very loud in those arenas, and they haven't been since he's been on Raw the first 2 weeks. And I'm just confused as to why.
Moline, Illinois, pardon me, but it's sort of on the border of Iowa. Yeah, it's pretty darn close. Yeah, I think though that's the thing where last night probably sort of screwed things up a little bit, just the momentum.
And boy, Seth is much taller than he gets, I guess, credit for. I don't know what the word is. He is much taller than I thought he was.
Yeah. Yeah, at the face-off at the end.
He towered over AJ.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be an amazing match, though. I'm just hoping AJ's more healed by then. You know, I don't want to see him continue to work through this because I'm worried he's going to get more hurt. You know what I mean? I'd like to see him get a minute off to, you know, heal what he's got to heal.
Yeah, I just feel like when you bring people back too soon, you just risk the chance of re-injury. You know, that much more, making the injury worse as opposed to letting it heal.
Especially with how much kind of his way he works.
Yeah.
You know,
what are your thoughts on them doing Seth versus AJ already?
Of course, I think this is a WrestleMania match. Of course it is, but I'm super excited for Money in the Bank because of it. I will be honest. I'm one of them that have been wanting this forever. So I'll take it when I can get it. I know it's not perfectly set up, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way because, you know, after WrestleMania, there's that lull where creatively the matches just suck. So at least they're doing something to keep you excited and hopefully maintain, you know, some of that momentum coming off Mania. Their ratings are going to get hurt right now with the NBA playoffs coming up. Or did they start tonight?
They've already started.
They started tonight. Yeah. So I just think it's good to throw something big right now because they lose so much of that audience in the summer.
You're right. And it just always seems AJ, though, is the one that they do this with, where they do these throwaways.
Yeah.
Of what how many times we've seen AJ versus somebody and they're like, oh, it's the dream match everyone's been waiting for. And it's like on a SmackDown on some random week.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan versus AJ, for instance. The first
time it was. Yeah, no, I agree.
After WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, I like that we're having this time to breathe. We're not having Backlash or Payback or one of those quick post-WrestleMania pay-per-views thrown together. So I think AJ versus Seth is a great anchor to build that around.
Yeah. It is. Who the hell doesn't want to see this match?
Yeah.
Right.
So AJ won tonight, beat Baron Corbin. Seth came out and faced AJ down at the end. They shook hands. What, man? AJ should turn heel again. I hate these, like, I respect you, but we're going to prove who's the better competitor sort of feuds. I think they're boring.
Whoa.
Yeah.
versus what? AJ just turning heel on a dime?
Samoa Joe was threatening to, like, cuckold him and take control of his wife and family. I mean,
yes, because they built to get to that point, but he didn't just turn on a dime that night.
It's true.
And act like a dick boy. They built to it. If AJ, what does he do? Just pie face him out of nowhere for no reason, become a dick overnight?
That would have been a great way to go off the air, right? AJ elbows him in the face.
Story of what happened. Why is he a jerk now? What's his beef with Seth? Okay, I would take it. Obviously, I'm just saying.
Yeah. With these babyface versus babyface matches, now you know what the next few weeks are going to be, right? It's going to be Seth and AJ are teaming up next week, and then they get in an argument, and then they team up again the next week, and they start shoving each other after the match. It's the kind of the same build they always do when it's babyface versus babyface. I'm all for them doing it. Just mix up the build a little, do something different, like how they did it with Shawn and Brett at WrestleMania 12. Where it was a different build. It was two of the best wrestlers. You had these training videos and things like that. Like to see something different.
What, you don't want to see AJ and Seth take on Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin in the main event next week?
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe Money in the Bank will help us steer clear of that, because I think Drew and Baron are both going to be in the Money in the Bank match. Hopefully that takes them out of some redundancy. Now, when's Saudi Arabia happening again?
So the Backlash pay-per-view in June was canceled. Yeah, sure. So Backlash is canceled. They're doing the Saudi Arabia show on June 7th. So they had a live event in Denver scheduled that we reported last week that they actually moved it to the next weekend. So, yeah, Saudi Arabia, June 7th. Backlash was supposed to be the week after. Apparently, according to The Observer, they didn't want to do two big shows that close together. So they just canceled the Backlash pay-per-view in June. So no Backlash pay-per-view.
Gotcha. But Saudi Arabia is happening 2 weeks after Money in the Bank.
June 7th. Is that 2 weeks after?
Thereabouts. Maybe 3.
Okay.
So that got canceled. What else we got in the news? More superstar shakeup changes. Does Nikki Cross have a show? Does she belong to a brand?
She's been working on the Raw Live events. She worked the Raw Live events over the weekend. So, I would take it that's where she stays.
And so we talked about it earlier. Andrade and Zelina are moving back to SmackDown. What were you saying, Matt?
Nothing. I was just healing that poor girl for no reason.
Nikki.
I was not a fan. I don't know. Something.
Really?
Yeah. So wait, what's the deal with Andrade and Charlotte? What were you saying?
Yeah, so that's the speculation, is that's why Andrade and Zelina Vega were moved back to SmackDown. So
here's the thing. So last week, so WWE tried to keep all the couples together, right? So Jimmy Uso, Naomi.
Sure, hell didn't do that when I was there.
No, I know they would try to break people up back then, right?
Poor Melina and John Morrison, dude. Like every draft, you can count on that move.
But yeah, so this time they really did try to keep the couples together. The one that wasn't was Charlotte and Andrade. Andrade moved to Raw, and then a week later, Andrade moves to SmackDown. So does Zelina Vega. They're paired with each other. So Andrade is now with Charlotte, and then Aleister Black also. They moved him to SmackDown. He's married to Zelina Vega. So all those couples are together on SmackDown now. Now, according to PW Insider, Fox actually requested that Andrade move to SmackDown and Zelina Vega because they want some Latino stars on that show for.
Okay.
So
legitimate, right?
It just doesn't make sense to me that they would care this early when we still have so far to go. I mean, they could always move Andrade later. It's.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Well, they're not moving to Fox till September.
Yeah, they're not moving until October.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they could just wait until after SummerSlam, do an angle where either another shakeup, or they could. I mean, they own the freaking company. They could easily move anyone that they want. So,
right.
Yeah. Who else moved? Was there any other adjustments? Talked about Cesaro,
that was it.
Okay. And I don't think we mentioned this. Did we mention this earlier? That Gold Dust is no more. Dustin Rhodes is facing Cody at AEW All or Nothing.
When did he leave WWE? Why?
That was what was amazing. So you remember there were rumors of this about a month ago, Raj? And Gold Dust or Dustin Online was saying, "Oh, this is why I hate Smarks. This is all false. I'm signed to the WWE." And they managed to keep this under wraps. He wasn't moved to the WWE alumni page until yesterday after this announcement came out.
Really?
Yeah, so he's saying that he requested his release and it was granted. So I don't know if it's the case of his contract is expiring later and he has to get out sooner and they granted it, or if you're going by what wrote. So according to Goldust, according to Dustin, he requested it and it was granted. So he'll be facing Cody at Double or Nothing.
Cool.
Yeah,
and that's the match they always wanted in WWE. That they would always kind of push for them to have a WrestleMania match, and that never happened. I think they did have one match on like a Fastlane pre-show.
The WWE had never pushed that. The Rhodes boys pushed that, along with fans wanting to see that. WWE could have done it at any given time they chose to, and they never would. Is what the problem was.
Yeah, that's what did I say?
Mania. We wanted to get that match at Mania, and then we were told in WWE would never do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they started it. They started a feud, and it lasted like a few weeks, and it was just kind of done. They never went really through with it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, it'll be really good because Homeboy's in great shape. He's always in great shape. I would argue Dustin's in better shape now cardiovascularly.
Yeah, the fact that they've been wanting to do this forever, I mean, I'm sure they're going to just, turn it up all the way.
Yes, they'll leave no stone unturned with creativity. Yes.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
I would just, for the record, I'm definitely going to pay to watch it.
Nice. CM Punk has wrestled again.
Yeah.
CM Punk wrestled in an indie show over the weekend.
Shut up.
He was in a mask.
He didn't wrestle.
he was in a wrestling ring.
He was in a wrestling ring, yeah. So sorry, 1 second. Let me find it. Sorry, talk about something else real quick.
Well, to give the background, so there was an indie show. CM Punk ran in. He was wearing a mask and a hood. He took the chair out of a wrestler's hand and then performed GTS on him, then ran right back out of the ring.
Shut up.
Yeah, and there was speculation online. Was that really CM Punk? Meltzer confirmed it. The promoter of the show confirmed it.
No, we confirmed it first here at
Wrestling
yesterday.
Inc. confirmed it first.
How did you guys confirm it first?
Well, can't tell you the sources, but we were able to confirm that Punk was there. Yeah, well, but yeah, Punk was at the show. Punk was never backstage, so he was in the car. Went in for his run-in and then left right after. So basically, this event was at the Knights of Columbus in West Dallas, Wisconsin, which has been doing wrestling shows for a long time. It's being shut down early next month, and so apparently Punk wanted to do it to kind of pay homage to the building. He got to start there. He interfered in the main event with Ace Steel against Derek St. Holmes. Ace Steel and Punk started out together. Dave Prazak was one of the promoters of the show. Him and Punk go way back. So, it just created a little buzz, but Punk did it with a mask, never took it off, and just left right after.
Is he not allowed to wrestle or something? Is that why he had to wear a mask?
I just think so apparently he's done this before. Like there have been a couple other indie shows where he showed wearing a mask and doing a run-in and left, and people never knew it was him. So I think he's just doing it for fun. He's not like, he doesn't want pictures of him doing it online. So yeah.
How ironic. He's too good for independent shows.
I just don't think he wants to wrestle anymore. I mean, if you listen to interviews with the guy, he does not seem to miss.
No, he doesn't miss the WWE style of wrestling or shows, I'm sure. But I mean, the chance to
he's gotten it
to where you started, a chance to pay homage to it. I just thought, you know what I mean? He chose face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see this at every indie show. A masked guy in the same hoodie running in, doing this. All the copycats.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so it also came out that Tony Khan, when he was starting AEW, CM Punk was his first choice. That was who he originally wanted at first. Before Jericho, before the Young Bucks, it was CM Punk. So Punk has the offers out there if he ever does want to return to wrestling. It's all up to him.
Do you think AEW would be bigger if it was centered around like no, because AEW, so much of it's not success because they haven't really started yet, right? But they're early, I guess, success before the shows have begun and the TV contract and all that stuff is the Young Bucks on YouTube. No,
part of it
to get it big.
Would it be the same? Would they be where they're at right now if there's no Young Bucks Jericho, but there's instead CM Punk?
It would be different, yeah.
Well, if Punk hadn't gone to MMA, if Punk hadn't gone to UFC, much different scenario, don't you think?
I'm just asking, could he carry YouTube like they are right now? These storylines, they've introduced so many new characters because of their show, The Elite.
Yeah. Right now, so if they're going to get a TV deal, CM Punk would be huge for that as far as bringing in mainstream fans. You know, like he's so well known, especially with the UFC thing, that, you know, he by far would be the most well-known name in that promotion. I think a ton of people would be tuning in. So yeah, I mean,
the vehicle itself, where would they be right now? AEW is a company. Those guys are not on the deal, but instead it's CM Punk. I ask you again, Raj, where would they be right now?
Well, they're not really anywhere right now. They've got one show coming up.
They're all over YouTube. I've now
know. Yeah, but do you see how many views those videos do on YouTube?
I know I watch them. They come up on my draw all the time, and I now know people that I thought were probably scrubs at some point or another, but now they've been on so often that I now know a little bit more about them that I never would have known if a CM Punk was the centerpiece of that company only, and not somebody doing the editing and these types of shows and the shtick behind.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but you know, the real launch of the company is going to be October with the TV deal. I mean, the Being the Elite's been happening before AEW was formed.
Right.
You know, and right now the last Being the Elite did, you know, isn't at 100,000 views yet. You know, so I just think to be big, a name with CM Punk helps immensely.
What's an example on YouTube for wrestling that like gets a lot of views?
Well, just like the Bella Twins, the little cooking videos they do get like 500,000 to 1 million views each. Obviously, the WWE videos, but
up, down, down.
Yeah, the Xavier Woods videos on there, they do tons of views.
Is that like under WWE's channel?
That's a good question. I thought he had his own channel.
You know, Xavier Woods has his own. So you know, actually, Xavier Woods, they don't do tons of views. Some of them will do like a couple 100,000, but they don't do a ton. Bella Twins, they got a couple that have done over millions.
Because I don't know what the barometer is. I'm only watching my Fox News. Sorry, on YouTube.
That's all you watch, Matt?
That's all I watch on my YouTube is Fox News over and over and over.
You never watch like Hot Ones or anything like that?
I have.
I was gonna be like, there's got to be something else. Cobra Kai comes back this week.
Oh no, I've been meaning to tell you forever. Okay, I got on you all day about making fun of you for that. I put together a whole weekend and watched the entire season. I was like, holy, this show is amazing. This show is awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
It is awesome. It really is. I can't wait. Yeah. I'm so annoyed I gotta wait 4 more days or 2 more days.
Actually, tomorrow night at this time, it will be out. They're dropping it tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Pacific.
So damn good. Did you see the fake ESPN spoof they did on it?
Yeah, the 30 for 30.
Yes.
Yeah,
no, I need to watch that.
Oh, dude, they're calling out Daniel LaRusso for the crane kick being illegal. They've got like they have all the Sports Center anchors in on it. They're taking it seriously. It's awesome.
Oh, that's all. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, Cobra Kai season 2 tomorrow.
What I'm gonna be doing this weekend.
Raj, got to ask you to clear up this rumor going around online. Are Enzo and Cass already done with Ring of Honor?
That's the story. Is like ROH got a lot of heat. So New Japan, they didn't know that Enzo and Cass were going to be appearing at that, at the G1 Supercard. ROH booked that on their own. It was the angle wasn't supposed to get quite as crazy as it did. But yeah, apparently they got a lot of backlash. So it looks like ROH is deciding not to book them for right now.
And then yesterday, Kaz XL, as he's going by now, released a promo cutting a promo on the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Who were involved in that angle there. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows?
It did take a little steam off the New Japan tag team. What's their name? GOD, is it? What is it?
The Gorillas of Destiny.
Yeah, it did take a little steam off their win, obviously, right? The melee, it did. It totally did.
Yeah, they were pissed. We had an interview with PCO who was talking about how upset they were backstage over the whole thing. So, yeah.
We shall see. Mr. Matt Morgan.
Hang on. Oh, was PCO pissed off?
No, PCO was saying the Gorillas of Destiny. The GOD were pissed off.
PCO was about to get a promo and a half, but go ahead.
People are bringing up Lashley, no Braun Strowman tonight.
Good call, fans. Good call, guys, in the chat room. I didn't even realize that.
Right, yeah. I mean, probably just had nothing for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow night on SmackDown Live. Matt Morgan, anything you want to plug before we take this home?
No, sir.
Raj, what's coming up on the site?
Just stay tuned. You guys know the shtick. Tons of interviews.
You are the dude. You need to let me do your promos right.
I know. I'll text you.
We're gonna get the news first. He has the best contacts in the business today. They're all straight from these wrestlers' mouths. We just can't stooge them off. So you get the best of the news here at WrestlingInc.com. It's not recycled from some other websites, from some websites, like everybody else does. Everything here is fresh, live, and it's honest.
There you have it. I'm Glenn Rubenstein. You can follow me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein. Appreciate a follow. Tomorrow, going to live tweet SmackDown Live. Going to come on this podcast, and we're going to talk about SmackDown Live, and then I'm going to get off this podcast tomorrow, start watching Cobra Kai Season 2, and live tweeting that. So follow me on Twitter. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.